My apologies, friends. The coffee maker needed literally everything this morning. It needed new water. It needed its grounds emptied. It needed its drip tray emptied. Oh my goodness. And the kicker is, I'm not even sure if I like this coffee. I'm not even sure if I like today. This might be the first of the advent calendars that I'm not really a fan of. Let's get a shout out for Taryn. Taryn, I'm sure that you are probably not listening to me right now, but either way, we love you. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. All coffee is gross. I disagree. I really like the taste of coffee, usually. This one's tasting notes are milk chocolate and leafy greens, which leafy greens is not usually a flavor I associate with coffee. That's more of a tea flavor to me. But here we are. I've definitely, from this advent calendar, I've definitely discovered that there are a lot more, like, flavor profiles to coffee beans than I ever knew were possible. We had one that had, like, grape. It was, like, I think it was, like, chocolate and grape. And it had this really winey, like, almost red wine tang to it at the end of the sip. It was really interesting. I don't know for sure if I liked it. I didn't hate it. I don't know if, like, I would seek out a coffee that was like that. But it was interesting to try. A hot dog advent calendar. Are there 24 different types of hot dogs in the world? If anyone's gonna know, it's gonna be Joe. Joe's here and forgiving me as long as I'm having a good day. I mean, I'm having, so far, a pretty neutral day, I gotta say. Hopefully it'll be a good one in the end. Laurel, you're here! I haven't seen you in ages. Thank you so much for subscribing for 41 months. I hope you're doing well. I hope your writing is going well. Anyone who came over on the raid, welcome in. Sorry about the delay in getting started this morning. As I mentioned, my coffee maker was very needy today. It wanted a lot of TLC before it would spit out the caffeinated beverage, but we're here now. It could just be regular hot dogs for every day. The idea of an advent calendar is that it's a different thing, like a different variety of the thing each day. Maybe what you could do is like a toppings advent calendar, and each day you provide your own hot dog each day, but each day it provides you a different topping to put on that day's hot dog. So you could have like ketchup, you could have mustard, you could apparently have peanut butter, that's what Ghost puts on his. You could have sauerkraut, peppers. You gotta eat one hot dog every day. Healthy colon advent calendar. Yeah. You won't have any issues after that at all. Joe, how are you doing? I know that you've been having some bad migraine days. I hope you're feeling better. We just, yesterday we raided over to Common Flower Girl, and she was talking about her experience with migraines. Because I guess she's been having some trouble in that department as well. They put her on some new medication that's helping her out. But I know that you've been on, like, everything. So I hope, not for the rest of your life. No guarantees on how long that life will be, though. That's what it says in the fine print on the advent calendar. Been on everything and more. So, are the injections doing what they want them to do? Like, do they take time to... Is this the kind of thing where, like, you have to be on that for a while in order for it to do what they want it to do? Is it, like... It doesn't seem like it. Oh, no, Joe, isn't this, like, the maximum thing that they can do? Isn't this, like... I hate to ask this, but is this, like, the end to the road? They don't really... It didn't really sound like they had anything else above this. And they still can't tell you why it's this bad? I know you've been chasing after this for over a year. Goodness gracious. Well, Joe, I hope they're able to get you some answers. Almost 3 years. Oh my god, has it been that long? I was just thinking the other day that it must have been like 2 years, but I was like, no, I must be counting wrong. That's crazy, Joe. And now, do you think that, do you find that being on the screens, like, makes them worse? Do they get, like, affected by you being on your streams so much? They started in January of 2023. Has it been? My gosh, time is such a weird soup, it seems. Like, it's hard to believe it's been since then. I can't believe that all of the things they've tried have just not given you any information. Oh, interesting. And now have they, you can tell me to stop asking you questions because obviously it's your health, it's your business. But have they had you do the thing with journaling, like where you write down like the different things that you've eaten and the different, I think you mentioned this before, like the different things that you've eaten and the different things that you've been like exposed to for the day and they just haven't found any triggers? Seems connected to my sleep, but the sleep studies haven't shown anything. Dang. I've been better, woke up not feeling very good, so I called off work to rest. Writing is going well, still have like 30 projects going, but currently trying to make progress on a Sailor Moon inspired story. Well, first of all, Laurel, I'm sorry you're not feeling well. There's a lot of stuff going around. You can probably hear in my voice, I have the tail end of a little bit of a cold here, and the cough has been sticking around, though I think we figured out yesterday, or at least around yesterday, that I'm a little dried out, so I'm sucking down water like nobody's business to try and get my body rehydrated. But I'm glad that the projects are going well. A Sailor Moon inspired story sounds fantabulous. I have one of those myself. Cater Nader, hello! Washing dishes and lurking. I hope those dishes cooperate and you get through them quickly. Washing dishes is one of my least favorite chores. Ghost Pepper usually handles that one for our household. I almost never consistently eat the same thing, so they've not been able to find anything there. Interesting. Because I know when I went for, I went to see a doctor about my gut issues, which was when we discovered that I'm lactose intolerant. She gave me information about the FODMAP diet, and one of the things, or the like low FODMAP diet, and one of the things that she told me was like to keep track of what I was eating and to see which foods end up being my trigger foods. So I found like a handful of things. Like I don't really eat red kidney beans anymore because my stomach doesn't like them. I seem to do better with black beans. So we've just switched over to using black beans for all the things that we used to use red kidney beans for. And I don't have as much trouble with it. So I know that that's like a common thing for them to be like, keep track of all the stuff. Speaking of keeping track of all the stuff, we are here today working on Everyone's Celestial Mother, which is the final book in the Everyone's Child series, the same book we were working on Tuesday. I will say that I did mess up a bit. I did mess up a bit last on Tuesday during my first writing session because I forgot how I had ended one of the scenes. So I'm definitely gonna have to go back and fix that a bit in the edits. But that's what editings are for. Apparently, that's how I talk now. Somewhere you can get some rest. We can either we can either rest on the bed or we can sleep on the train. Those are the two choices, Joe. We can sleep on the bed or we can sleep on the train. There is a beanbag chair, as you can see, but I don't think we can rest on the beanbag chair. If we go to the beanbag chair, we can type, we can play, we can game, we can read, we can knit, we can write. We can't sip. We can sip if you want to sip. I can actually go to a place where there's more beanbag. So we can do this, Joe. If this makes you happy, we can do this for the first sprint. But if you want to lay down, we'd have to like go to the bed or the train. So there we go. This is the most, I tend to use the like chair bean bags, but this one is like a proper bean bag. I know you do. I still can't believe that you don't have back problems from sleeping in a beanbag. I have been in awe and in terror of that information, of that knowledge, for a long time now. Frankly, Joe, I'm shocked. I sleep in a really nice bed with a really nice mattress with a really nice pillow topper, and I have all the back pain in the world. So I don't know how you do it, but if you're comfortable and your body's happy, that's the most important thing. Maybe you need a beanbag. I don't think that I could convince Ghost Pepper to switch from our queen size memory foam mattress to a beanbag. I don't think that would pass muster. I don't think. Also, isn't your beanbag like giant? Mine takes up about as much room as a king size bed. I don't even think we would be able to fit that in our house. I don't think we have a place where we could put that. I don't think we have a place for a king-sized beanbag. And you've had this beanbag for a long time. How does it stay, like, has it gotten compacted over time? Or does it stay, like, beanbaggy? For lack of a better description, does it stay beanbaggy or has it gotten, like, compressed? Does it have a Joe-shaped indentation in it from you sleeping in it? It takes up the whole room aside from my desk where I stream. Dang. I fluff it up every couple of weeks. Okay, okay. Because I have a pillow like that. My pillow has, like, little chunks of memory foam in it. And over time it slowly gets, like, compressed. But then I can do the same. I can, like, fluff it. And kind of, like, toss it a bit. And it puffs back up. So really, what I'm hearing is that you live in that room and you only need to leave in order to eat, pretty much. Before the beanbag, I slept in a recliner. So, do you not have a bed? Joe, do you own a bed? Have you ever... Okay, so you have a bed, you just never use it. And it's in a different room from the beanbag. So you have a whole bed and a whole room that you just don't use. I'm learning so much about you today. I'm learning so much. So many things. I have all my books in that other room. Fair. We have books throughout the house on different shelves. And then I have my new, this is my new bookshelf. Ooh, ooh. Hang on. This is my new bookshelf here. Doesn't have much on it yet. All those books on the top shelf are my books. Actually, that middle shelf there, too, is my books. And then you got my puzzle stash. And then my special books. My Sudoku books. And then over there, those are mostly puzzles. And my Sailor Moon dolls. And there you go. And then there's another, if I spin this around, so this is behind my desk, and that's my other bookshelf right there. That bookshelf's really full, but you can't see it. And then there's my craft project stand, which actually that one on top there, if I can get high enough, those are Joe's cross stitches right there. Hot Dog Man and Gengar. Glizzy Guy and Gengar. Yeah, Joe, that's your hot dog. That's your Glizzy Guy. I want to know how the beanbag stays clean. Do you use a sheet over top, or does it have a cover? I also want to know. It has a cover that can come off and go in the wash. Okay, that's good then. Is it like quilted? Is it like padded, like a bed cover? I went to a doctor earlier, and we determined it's not pneumonia or bronchitis. I mean, that's good, because both of those things suck. Had a COVID test done to be safe, but haven't gotten the results yet. My Sailor Moon inspired project has actually been quite interesting to work on. Started learning more about astrology. That's awesome. It's pretty soft. I mean, I'm not gonna knock your choice of sleeping on a beanbag. To me, it sounds like a horrible experience, but you clearly enjoy it. So, you know, whatever. You do you. Now, my understanding is that you don't have, like, central air in your house. So, like, you don't have air conditioning. You just have a window unit in your streaming room. I showed the one I have on stream once. It's actually called The Big Joe. It was made for you. A match made in heaven. I have an AC in here, but not in the room with my bed. Interesting. Okay, so that kind of makes sense why you would want to sleep in your streaming room then. We have, so I don't know, this wasn't something that was really common when I lived in your area, Oklahoma. But here we have central air, so the nice thing is that I can just set a temperature in the central thermostat, and then it keeps that temperature in the whole house. So we don't have any window units. It's like an outdoor unit that pumps air into the house, and it's the same. It goes through the furnace, so it's like the same system that heats in the summer, but the outdoor unit cools the air in the summer and pumps it into the house. Almost no one has central air, at least in the neighborhood where we live. Yeah, I don't think, when I grew up in your area, almost no one had central air either. It was a fairly new thing. This house was built, I think, in the 1990s. So the house we're living in is fairly new. It was either late 1990s or early 2000s. This house was built. And our last house was from, I believe, the early 1980s, and it didn't have central air either. We just had window units. Even the hardware store where I used to work, almost no one ever bought central air units, basically just window units. Yeah, ours was already... The house kind of has to be built for it, otherwise it's really expensive to install. Although we had to replace ours, and that was pretty expensive too. But it is nice to have the convenience of just setting a temperature for the whole house and not having to maintain it. All right. Speaking of stuff and things, we should get started. So I am mid-scene. I actually stopped mid-scene on Tuesday, so I'm planning to pick up and finish this first scene in our first sprint, and then I will do another scene, hopefully, on stream this morning. We're going to be doing... let me clean this up a little bit. We're going to be doing the usual three sprints, 3 30-minute sprints with 15-minute breaks in between. We do have our activities set for the first sprint because Joe chose hanging out here on the beanbag. Is there a butt in this scene? I mean, there's people who have butts. They're in possession of butts. And they're talking about a butthole. 3 sprints within the stream. The stream is made up of three 30-minute sprints with 15-minute breaks in between. Oh, Joe. If you would like to redeem a spirit companion or a background for the window, please feel free to do that. I'm going to take a quick break. Yeah, they're talking about a person who is a butthole. An ass, if you will. Sorry about the coughing. I know I'm still coughing a little bit. I'm doing a lot better with the coughing. You can probably tell. The 2 things that do exacerbate it still are talking and laughing. The 2 things that we do a lot of on the breaks in this stream. So just bear with me a little bit here. I know I'm still a little bit rumbly and still a little bit coughy when I'm talking and laughing. But the sprints should be a lot more settled. So I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to reheat my coffee, use the restroom, all that. And then we're going to get started. So get your redeems in if you'd like to get a redeem in. And I will take care of those when I get back. Welcome back. There's a person who's an asshole in the scene I'm working on as well. He's a knight who works for the brother of the Tuxedo Mask equivalent. Ruh-roh. Doors drifting closed. Every now and then you gotta have an asshole in the book. Not everybody can get along or it doesn't work out. I still haven't decided if I like this coffee. It almost tastes like a protein shake. I don't dislike it, but I don't know if it's what I'm looking for in a coffee. I'm wondering what Ghost will think about it, because he does not like the leafy greens flavor. The assholes make the story more interesting. They absolutely do. Angel Faye, hello! How's it going? How are you? We're just about to start our first sprinty sprint. We did not have any redeems, so I will just pick a spirit companion. Maybe we'll hang out with the Christmas chapter pillar, because we decided yesterday that he's super cute. Almost 15k in my Scrivener. Nice! Angel Faye. Is this a new project? Is this part of the series you were working on earlier? Started making my annual peppermint mocha coffees in the morning. Nice! Yeah, we have, I think I mentioned this kind of at the beginning of stream, but we have an advent calendar that Ghost Pepper's parents bought for us. So every day it's a slightly different coffee, but it's all from the same company. And this one is very different from any coffee I've ever had. You lost them? Oh no, Angel Faye, what happened? Did your computer die? I'm no stranger to computer troubles right now. So are you rewriting them? Is that what's happening? I'm so sorry, Angel Faye. I'm gonna get started, but you guys can continue to chitty chat in the chat if you'd like. I will, of course, look over whenever I can and catch up at the sprints. You wrote them during November, but then lost them, like, at the end of November? What happened? It still sucks to have to rewrite it, even if it was something that you just recently wrote. Oh no, Angel Faye, I'm so sorry. I'm glad it's fresh in your mind, but that sucks. Okay. Let me get settled here. Let me get in typing position, and we shall begin the clicky clackies. Get unflavored coffees and add hot cocoa mix and Hershey's candies. These aren't actually flavored coffees, so all of these coffees have a like natural flavor that comes from their processing, which is interesting. So this just naturally has a flavor of milk chocolate and leafy greens when they process the coffee, which is interesting. It's not a flavor profile I've ever heard of coffee beans having before. But I too like to add flavors. We have a ooh, we have a salted caramel syrup that we really like. All right, I'm gonna do the thing. Been getting much more into hot teas this year. I have like 6 boxes. Nice. I do like me a good tea. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. We have two characters with similar names, coincidentally similar names in this scene, and it's not going well. Oh my goodness, the sun is coming out. It's shining in the sky like a bright ball of something. I haven't seen this in days. Currently have a curtain over my window so the sun doesn't cause a glare in my laptop. Yeah, I keep my blind tilted for the same reason. But it is nice to see the sun. It's been raining non-stop for most of the week. Yesterday, it rained so hard that there was just a wall of gray outside my window and I couldn't even see the mountains. Today, I see overcast, but I at least see the mountains. Had mostly sun here, but it's been very cold. Yeah, we've gotten a lot of rain. Some snow, but then it rains and melts all of it. Almost done with this scene, so I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna pause the timer for 1 minute here. Mad Lad, hello, how's it going? Alright. I overwrote the sprint a tiny bit there, but that scene is finished. Perfect. So the full scene, which we did not fully write today, the full scene itself is 3,701 words. Excellent. And of those, we wrote... how many? 1,810 of them today on stream. I am very happy with that. And now I believe I need a chapter break. Mad Lad, a 20 stream streak. Thank you so much for hanging out. It's always a pleasure to have you. What are you working on today, Mad Lad? Are you working on some more poetry? I just realized we're at 69,348 words. Very happy. Wrote 2 new poems today, so I'm in a pretty good mood. Hell yes! What types of poems were these, Mad Lad, if I may ask? I remember the last one you told us about was a tragedy. Need to get the names. I put twins in this book, and I'm having trouble keeping them apart. Luckily, I have a note for myself. Perfect. Perfection. I am going to pause the timer again so that I can take a quick break. Oops, I had it minimized. That's why it wasn't moving. I'm gonna pause the timer again and take a quick break after I read Mad Lad's update here. I'm gonna run AFK to use the restroom and reheat my coffee. But if anyone would like to redeem a spirit companion, an activity, or a location for the next sprint, please feel free to use the redeems in the down below. Free verse is a safe bet. The first one is called Creation. And the stanzas grow from 1 line to 2 lines to 3 to 4. Ooh. And it's all about building a tower, which inevitably will be knocked down by a baby. The second one is called Cutthroat Carnage, which I intended to be a comedy poem about man overpowering nature until man realizes nature has always overpowered man. You intended it to be that? Did it not end up that way? Did it end up different? I have 3,067 words in the chapter I'm working on, but only about 3 sentences of that was today. Laurel, you will get in the groove. I believe in you. But also, if you're sick, don't push too hard. Take it easy. Comedy is so subjective that I can only hope others see it. Listen, if it's funny to you, then it's comedy. It counts. I'm going to pause the timer. I'm going to take a quick break. Remember to get up, to stretch, to move around, to grab something to eat and or drink, should you need it. Also, take your meds if you need to take your meds, and if you have meds that you need to take, check that you've done that. Take care of yourself. Make sure you're doing that, because you're important. Switch the way you're sitting, if you've been sitting for a long time, all the things, and I will be right back. I'm back. This is the first stanza of Cutthroat Carnage, just to see if you guys find it funny. Drifting of the paper-thin hair, owned by trees as it reaches a point with no care, trampled by no other than a measly boot. What a way to go. The boot didn't even feel a thing. I think it's funny. Might also post the whole thing in Discord because Twitch hates me formatting things properly. You are more than welcome to post it, Mad Lad. There's a seeking feedback section. You can post it there. For sure. I just realized that somebody asked a question in there that I never answered. There. Oh my goodness. Ooh, I see that, Mad Lad, you posted. I think this is pretty funny. Very interesting. Kylando, hello. Or Kylondo, sorry. Instantly went Lando Calrissian in my brain. Kylando, welcome in. And also Peter on a 60 stream streak. How's it going, my friends? Kai is fine. You probably told me that before and I may have forgotten, so I apologize. Thank you so much for letting me know. Kai, what are you up to today? How's it going? Also, this emote is so cute! Is that a little sheep? Oh my goodness. A person of culture. Username was inspired by Lando. Oh, nice! Yeah, I instantly thought Lando Calrissian. And I was like, no, that's an O. I've had a not very good but also bad week. Peter, what happened? Are you still struggling with the tooth thing? Did you ever get the tooth pain figured out? Tomorrow will be a rewrite of chapters. Good luck, Angel Faye. I have a rough plan for what I want to do in the next scene I'm about to write, but it's very rough, so we'll see what it turns into. Wanted Kai Lando, but alas, it was taken. Oh no! Lately, we've noticed that a lot of really good names have also been taken by bots, which is sad. It makes me sad. Whenever I see a bot with a cool name, I'm like, why? Why has this happened? Let's see. Maybe we should go to the train. Did they change this? Is there forest in this now? Interesting. I don't remember this part of this map before. Interesting. Blur's here. Blur, how's it going? We haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're taking care of yourself. Oops. The tooth is bad, but also I entered a competition and not only did I not win, I got ripped apart in front of the class because apparently it was supposed to be in script format and nobody ever said that. And there's a whole thing with meds and broken glasses. At one point I was living in a 90s fisheye lens music video. I'm so sorry, Peter. They didn't have, like, the rules for the competition posted? Off to bed, Angel Faye. Take care, sleep well. Thank you for dropping by. I decided I'm going to crawl into a hole and just generally stay there. Oh no, Peter. I've had days like that. I had a day like that on Monday. My day was on... My Monday was like that. That's what I'm trying to say. Words. I wish I could say it's going well, but it has been stressful as of lately. Well, Blur, if there's anything you need/want to talk about, please let us know. We are definitely here for you. I know that you are settling into your first place, so if it's related to that, I 100% get it. It takes some time to get on your feet, that first apartment. They did, and nowhere did it say script format. It just says drama based around music, and the guy was like, I'm so sorry you misunderstood it. Listen, if they didn't specify... What's happening to my brain? If they didn't specify that it had to be in script format, then that makes no sense. I'm gonna get into sprint mode here because we're about to take over. But I 100% agree that if it wasn't in writing, there was no misunderstanding. Drama does not equal script. Luckily, we're having help with something, but still it's been stressful. Ooh, hang on. I have paused so I can read this. Blur, if you ever want to message me in DMs on Discord and talk about what's happening, please feel free. I remember what it was like to move into my first place, and it's heckin' stressful, but I hope that things are getting worked out. Is there any book, sci-fi or fantasy, that has the premise where people can feel each other's emotions and engage in other people? Starts where there's no sense of separation outside of the physical. I definitely think that, like, empathy, the idea of feeling each other's, like, people feeling other people's emotions, is a common thing in sci-fi and fantasy. Can I think of that specific type of scenario off the top of my head? I'm not sure. Because you're looking for people who kind of not quite live in a hive mind. Thoughts. Other people's thoughts. I got ya, I got ya. So you're looking for, like, a kind of society where people understand each other and what each other are thinking, and the only, like, separation between them is kind of physical. I don't know if I've read a book like that. Ancillary Justice is about an artificial intelligence spread across multiple human bodies. Oh, interesting. I definitely... I want to say I definitely have a species that is like that in a book that I haven't published yet. But they are artificial... It's the same. They're like artificial intelligences. And they kind of exist, not entirely as a hive mind, but they're all connected via the network, right? So they have a core that connects each of them to each other. So for them, they can, like, fully integrate their thoughts. But they can also have individual thoughts. It's kind of like a weird mix of hive and individuality. But I haven't published that book yet. If anybody else thinks of any recommendations, let us know. There's the Warder Bond in Wheel of Time, where they can feel each other's emotions but not read thoughts. Yeah, I think that's pretty different. It's like a magical bond type thing, I think. I only saw the TV show. I didn't read the book. He gave me this really patronizing feedback note, like, perhaps the author, it's submitted anonymously, should buy a book about scripts and find out how it works. What the hell? Were all the other ones scripts? I would not think that drama would automatically mean a script. This wasn't that writer's group that you go to. Why do you go to that writer's group, Peter? You need to break up with those people. They're all terrible. I just banged my mug against my teeth. Alright, I'm gonna unleash the timer and do the sprinty sprint. But seriously, if this was that writer's group, you should just stop going. They sound toxic. I'm so curious that they've changed this background. Eh. It's one thing I hate about this new... ever so slightly too fast. Hopefully that isn't... It feels so fast. It feels so fast! Why is it so fast and then instantly slow? Okay, that's better. That's more chill. I don't want it to be like... That feels slow, but it's like... It's either that or... ultra fast, and I don't want you guys getting whiplash from the background. Whoa. We were going very fast for a minute there. Well, good, Peter. I'm glad you're done with it now. Don't give them any more money. I looked at my 2025 Twitch recap, and you were my top streamer that I watched. Blur, thank you so much for hanging out when you can. It's good to see you. Good luck, and remember, if you ever need to message me in Discord, please feel free. My hello.
Rai, hey, I noticed you were lurking for a while. How's it going? Is that my parents helping unbox Christmas stuff? Heck yeah! I'm sending you a question you can answer in DMs or a break. Alrighty then.
A person was not here. Hello, I haven't seen you in forever. Just submitted my last final, and if I pass all my classes, I'm good to get my associates. I want to scream. This semester was fucking shit. You're almost done, person. I believe in you. Doing pretty good. Still recovering a bit from a cough, but doing pretty good. The cough rears its ugly head. We are trying to get done with this book series by the end of the year. I probably won't. I think I'm gonna fall like 5 scenes short, which sucks, but that's how it goes. Welcome back with pizza, Rai Rai. What's on your pizza today? Sometimes you sit down and you're like, I don't really have a plan for this scene. I don't know what's gonna come out. And then 1,408 words just happened. Cool, I'll take it. Ooh, pineapple and bacon. A man after my own heart. I would eat that pizza. Mighty Mur, welcome in! Thank you for the raid! Oops. Hello, raiders, welcome in. We're just about to wrap up a sprint, so I'll be able to talk lots and lots. Mur, how was your stream? What were you up to today? Hang on. I'm still typing, one sec. Alright. Sprint complete. That was 1,546 words, which brings our total to on stream to a bunch. A bunch. Our total on stream for today so far, 3,361. Perfect. Gonna hopefully finish this scene by the end of stream. Words hard. Mighty Mirror, welcome in. Kids Are Asleep is here. How's it going? Space Valkyries, what a cool name. Welcome in. Low Energy Podcast recording, talking about what I learned in 2025 as a writer. Ooh, I hope it was a very informative year for you. That sounds like so much fun. That's an impressive amount of words. Thank you. I've gotten very good at turning off my brain and letting the fingies just do their thing. Some of these words might even be good. Can't write until I put together a calendar of how I spent all my hours in the last 3 months. Is that for work or for personal? Is this like a personal project? I need to know how much time I spent on things, or is this like a timetable for work? I know, for the healthcare. Ah, okay, okay. So I'm hoping that, because you had said that you dropped a form off, did that help with the situation? Are you further in the process? I think I've been spoitified against my will. The form seems to have helped, but I'm in a weird limbo now. Damn. Well, I'm glad that the situation has hopefully progressed positively, but it sucks that it's not just Spotify. How do you put your books on Spotify? I didn't even know you could do that. I didn't realize the whale also wrote, I used Spirit City, but I never did this activity. Isn't it adorable? It's just so cute. I can't get over it. Although I'm still discovering a bunch of the animations as well, Space Valkyries, because yesterday, Rai Rai redeemed the Trash Nuki. Was it the Trash Nuki? No, it was somebody, I think Faded Stardust redeemed the Early Burb. And we were cooking, and the early burb was stirring with his beak, and it was so cute, and I never had even tried that activity with him before. There's so many cool things. I'm gonna hydrate with water for that one, Mad Lad. To get rid of the calfing. Oh my goodness, I gotta scroll up. I gotta scroll up. It's going around. I got sick back in November, and now my mom completely lost her voice. Yeah, Ghost and I both had it, and we had the same thing. I've only really just gotten my voice back. And I was saying at the beginning of stream that I'm mostly okay with the cough now. It was still pretty bad on Tuesday. It's mostly okay now, but it still gets a little aggravated when I talk. So I'm talking on stream, and it starts to aggravate it a bit. Humans like pizza. That is true. I realize I never informed you on a new short story idea I had. Hopefully I'm not repeating myself, but the idea is essentially a world with a dictator, but the dictator is actually the best ruler possible. Does no wrong, causes no war, equal rights. The idea is essentially me asking, is it theoretically possible to have a dictator create a perfect society? Interesting. Let me know how that turns out, Mad Lad. Up to 3,156 words. Laurel, that's awesome. I think we get paid by the minute, but it's so little. It's like KU, but much worse. Interesting. I'm trying to get audiobooks recorded for soon, TM, but it has not come together yet. Oh, that's so cute. How did you get that emote? I don't think I have that one. Oops. I do have it. I have no idea how I got this. I didn't even realize. I didn't even think to look at it. That's so cute. The Spotify book was not with my consent, so I assume my publisher did it. Oh. It did give a lot of demographic info I don't have, though. Interesting. So Mighty Mirror, are you published through, like an indie press, or you published... I mean, you don't have to tell me if it's a secret, but what kind of press do you publish through? I do all my own stuff, so if I don't do it, it doesn't happen. There's a Superman comic where he tries to make the world into his image and it doesn't go well, but he's Superman, so he had other perks. Listen. I don't know why that would be rude. Chris just gave it to me. Yeah, I noticed lately that you can, like, unlock the emotes by doing stuff, but I don't always know how I get them. One of the biggest questions I have discovered in this endeavor, which I'm excited to see my solution to, is the question, can a society be perfect without diplomacy? Can a government be good without public opinion playing a factor? Interesting. I don't know, Mad Lad. I don't know where it came from. I'm just learning about it now. I'm with Ace and self-pub certain things for my Patreon. Oh, nice! I hope it's a good arrangement for you. I hope it works out. I'm still just trying to learn how to do marketing myself. I guess I should do the spiel because we have some new people. So I should let you guys all know. Hi, I'm Starborn Striker, aka Megan Cutler. I'm Megan Cutler everywhere else but Twitch, but everyone knew me as Starborn Striker on Twitch, so I kept the name for here. I'm a sci-fi and fantasy author. You can find more information about me over here at megancutler.net, or you can hit the books command, which Peter has just done. Mighty Mirror, thank you so much for the follow. To check out my Amazon library. The series that I am currently publishing, my big series, is the Aravalia Chronicles. Faded Stardust resubscribed with Prime. They've been subbed for 2 months. Faded Stardust, we were just talking about you. Welcome in. How's it going? The main thing that I'm publishing right now is my Aravalia Chronicles. It is a high fantasy that takes place in a modern world. The main character is that grumpy little elf dude who's down there in the corner, upset that we're not currently writing. Domarin, who works for kind of the magical FBI. It's called the Queen's Division in Aravalia. He is an elf, obviously. He is a warrior, and he's a channeler, so he's able to take raw magical energy and move it from one place to another, which often manifests as flames or lightning channeled into his twin swords that he wields. And the other series that I am currently publishing, which is the one we're working on today, is Everyone's Child, which is a high fantasy, in a more traditional high fantasy setting. Oh my god, what's happening? There's a hype train. Thank you? I don't know how this is happening, but thank you guys for the hype train. And Everyone's Child is a more traditional fantasy setting, so it's a bit more medieval, bit more, I shouldn't say more steeped in magic, but less technology. More of the things that they do are powered by magic. In Aravalia Chronicles, things are kind of, magic and technology are kind of interchangeable. They mix with each other. And that is the one we are working on today. It features Alethea, who is the only daughter of the goddess of creation. So she is a half goddess, and she has been set on the path of prophecy, and she hates it. She's just trying to escape it, but that turns out to be more complicated than she anticipated. I know only the minimal amount about marketing. I'm good at the writing and publishing process, and when it comes to selling my stuff, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm here to learn. Sounds super epic and super mythic. Yes! Exactly. Exactly what I'm going for. I also have a finished series called Eternity's Empire, which you can find in the down below, which is very much sort of magical girls in space. It was heavily inspired by Sailor Moon, and it features a lot of mythology from different real world pantheons, and it was super fun to write, but it is finished now. But in my opinion, and I'm biased, it's pretty awesome. Domarin is a badass. I'm glad you think so. Domarin is one of those characters who crawled into my brain, made himself at home, and decided that he's in charge now. So, that's why he is featured on the stream. Also, Faded Stardust, how's it going? Yeah, we were talking about you redeeming the early bird yesterday and revealing to us a brand new animation that we hadn't ever seen. Megan is also a badass. Rai. I don't know if I think that's true, but thank you so much. My question to you on Discord was totally related. Yes, I'm going to answer that in a second. Here's the first sentence. Like fireworks, the missiles bullied the eardrums of those unfortunate to be left behind. Ooh, interesting. Rai, I may have what you need. I'll have to look. I'll have to go through and find something dialogue heavy. Does it have to be only dialogue, or can it have some prose in there as well? I can definitely find you something. We may have to like cut a couple bits if there's description in between. Just dialogue heavy. I'm sure I can find you something. Is there a particular genre that would be more useful to you? Like, would it be more useful to you to have something sci-fi or to have something fantasy or something particularly emotional? Like, is there a subject matter we're looking for? I'm sure I can find something. There's lots of conversations in my books. Choose a piece of copy that makes you feel uncomfortable. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, when do you need to have this by? Just because I might need more frequent reminders if it's something you need, like, tomorrow. Versus if it's something I can get for you over the weekend. It's self-guided sessions with Steve Bloom. Ooh, that sounds so cool. Yeah, I'll definitely look for something. Probably tomorrow night will be a good time to do it. I know we have a couple seconds left on the hype train here, but I'm going to pause the timer because I need to take a quick pop AFK to use the restroom and refresh my coffee. And just give my voice a tiny bit of a rest because I'm starting to cough a lot again. So I'm going to do that and remind you guys to get up and move around, stretch, grab something to eat and or drink if you need to. Switch up the way that you're sitting if you've been sitting for a long while, because you gotta take care of your body, and I gotta take care of my body. And if you have meds that you need to take, be sure to take those, because that's important too. I think it would be good for you to hear how it sounds. Yes, it would be super cool. It would be super cool to hear my stuff, like, spoken. Switch projects, and now I'm working on a spooky romantasy. Nice! I'm going to be right back, guys. It should only be about 2 minutes. And then we will go into our final sprint, our final 30 minutes of clicky clackies. back. Spotify Books is a licensing deal, my publisher says. She did not tell me how the payment comes through. And they didn't have to ask your permission for that? That's wild to me. I guess it depends on like what I've never signed a publishing deal, so I don't know what all gets included in that, but I guess maybe it was included in the contract. I think if they have ebook rights, they can do more or less whatever. Interesting. So they can do audio with that. Key, how's it going? How's the day treating you? I missed the opening monologue. What manner of Megan news do we have today? Not ebook, audiobook. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Pie is here as well. And we got a pie drake from Pie. I'm gonna do that one with water too. Make them your character like I do, because me no go England. Pie, how's it going? Are you done with work for the day? What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, what was the Megan news? There's not a ton of Megan news today. As most of you know, I spent 2 hours on Monday with Key. Shout out again to Key. Working on trying to figure out why my computer just blue screens once every 8 to 10 days. So we've been carefully watching that to see what happens. Chrome is still being a little bit of a butthole, so I am thinking of installing Firefox just to have an alternative and see if that works a little better. I want to go to England, but me no talk England. I figured that you meant you don't talk English, but you do. You speak English very well, Pie. You speak English very well. So yeah, that's going on. That's ongoing. I'm recovering from the cough. It is doing better today, but as you can probably tell, when I talk, it still aggravates my throat a little bit when I talk. So I tend to cough more if I'm talking for an extended period of time versus when I'm not using my voice. It seems to my throat is happier. So I'm still drinking extra water, just trying to extra hydrate, get things in there. Aside from that, I don't really, not really a ton going on. This is kind of the last week before we start getting ready for the holidays. So I've got, this weekend, I've got bed sheets to clean for the company that's coming over. I've got to look up my cookie recipes and start writing down all of the ingredients that I need for cookies so that we can start getting cookie ingredients in the house. Just that kind of stuff. Most of us suck at speaking English. English is hard, man. It's it's a hard language. It was not a very well put together language, and so we all suffer for that, I think. Rai would like another Christmas spirit. I think we should play with the new spirit. Very Christmassy. Because we haven't, I don't think we've used the new spirit on stream yet. So we have the more Rudolph one, and we have the more Candy Cane one. This is the new spirit, whose name is escaping me. Deer Muff. They just put this spirit out for the holidays. Oh my god, it's so cute when it writes. Let's see what other, because I haven't done any activities with this one. that's so cute. Oh, wait. I thought it was gonna do something. I thought it was gonna do something. Oh, so cute. Okay, so those are the options. Those are the activity options. Among Us is very holiday themed. Not at all, Pie. Ghost hates that there's an Among Us spirit in this game. He hates it. I feel like the reading one is super cute, but also this spirit is just super cute in general. Oop. I wish I could make Ghost have the Among Us spirit for the whole stream. Unfortunately, he doesn't have redeems the way I do. Alright. It seems like Rai Rai is happy with this spirit. We got the minty one. I'm gonna pop up the final sprint button. I'm gonna release the timer. So once this timer hits 0, we will be starting the final sprinty spront. I believe I got the hydrates. Yeah, I almost went for this one yesterday, but we did the Trashanuki, and the Trashanuki was super cute too, so... but then today I was like, oh, we gotta use the new spirit. Also hitting the save button, we've got a save alert from Pi. Save your work, guys. Don't lose anything. What is this word, happy? It's just a feeling, Peter. It's just a state of mind. This is the new spirit that they put in with the play animation, and you unlock them by playing at the fireplace. The only thing we're losing here is our sanity, trying to comprehend me as a being. Pi, I've never had trouble comprehending you. Some of the gifts you send me, that's harder, but you as a person, I totally get. Happy is a warm puppy. That's true. New episode of K-drama I've been watching came out today. Heck yeah, Key! Which K-drama is it? Dynamite Kiss, it's certifiably insane. What's it about, Key? I don't think I've heard of that one. Carly, hello. How's it going? Had my therapy appointment today, so better. Good, I'm glad. Just crawled out of bed and need to decide on food. I also hope that therapy went well. I mean, it sounds like it did if you're feeling better. I will read that during the break, Key. Chucky chip pancakes or chicken and pasta. Ooh, both sound good. Both sound good, Carly. I would go with the chalky chip pancakes, though. The reindeer is adorable. It is. It's the brand new spirit that they added for this Christmas. It says that this spirit likes to hang out in the snow, so I think that the antlers are probably safe. Oh no, there we go. Suddenly just forgot how to spell a character's name and couldn't find it on the page. Cheers, Mad Lad. No. Pie. The scene isn't turning out how I expected, but I'm actually quite happy with it. Okay. I know I wrote straight past the end of the timer again. But we did it. We finished the scene. It's over. It's finished. Huzzah. That brings the second scene that we worked on today to 3,411 words. Heck yes. And our total for stream... I started there. So our total for stream today... 5,226. I'm happy with that. Very, very happy with that. That second scene was not at all what I expected, but I think it serves the perfect role in the story. I think it's exactly what it needs to be in order to advance the story. And that brings the total for the book up to 72,758. We're getting there. I am moving into the final confrontation. I believe that the rest of what is going on in the next couple scenes sort of builds to the climax. So I'm hopefully going to get that climactic final battle written next week, even if I don't get all the way to the end of the book. Do you have a list of favorite words? Not really. Just every now and then I'll think, yeah, that word's pretty cool. Almost done laboriously attempting to cobble together how many hours I worked per week or on what since September. The kids are asleep. Good luck. Seriously, I really hope that this is the last hoop you have to jump through for the healthcare thing. 948 for the chapter I'm on. Laurel, that's awesome. Sounds very productive to me. He said, pretty standard K-drama romance nonsense with everyone lying to each other but then sussing it out. The insanity comes from the level and absurdity of the lies. The lady of the story lies about having a husband and kid to get a job. This leads to her running into a guy she dipped out of a one-night stand. This leads her to running into a guy she dipped out of a one-night stand on as he is her boss. Long story short, he figures everything out after much convoluted drama. But now the family drama takes the center stage as they have to figure out how to relationship. But he is down bad for her the whole time. Dang! I've never watched a K-drama. There are a couple of them on Disney Plus now, and I've never... There was one about a woman who had to pretend she was married in order to live in a luxury condo or something. I'm always curious, but I've never actually, dived in and watched one. I already know part of the ending for my Romantasy, and I can't freaking wait to get there so I can see Venus/Aphrodite get absolutely roasted by her own half-human daughter. Nice. She will deserve it. Diamond Insanity, or Dynamite Kiss, not Diamond Insanity. Dynamite Kiss is what it's called, okay. I think that's everything I missed during the sprint. Yeah, I've been really tempted by the we need to pretend to be married one, because Ghost and I have constantly been like, why do they have to pretend to be married? Did switch projects so it was a different number than the first project. Heck yeah. I thought about the word bubble, and it's such a fun word, but it also frustrates me. It is a fun word, Peter. Why does it frustrate you? What's frustrating about the word bubble? We are going to wrap up stream here in a second. I'm just going to hit the save button like 6 more times. Because, making sure. I'm going to open my Chrome so that I can open my Twitch. Oh, let's see. Oh, Glowworm is on. Not doing chill stuff, though. She's playing I'm on observation duty. Let's see. Which We could still raid her if we wanted to. Vinyl, hello! How's it going? We could still raid Glowworm if we wanted to, it just wouldn't be a cozy... It wouldn't be a cozy raid. But we don't get to see Glow very often, so we might head over there. Going good. How are you? How was stream? Stream was great. We wrote over 5,000 words. Feeling good about it. The only real flaw with K-dramas is that they have so much time to fill that they can drag. Makes sense. I've never heard of a short K-drama, that's for sure. It feels like it should be longer than, like, bubub noise is short. Fair. Mad Lad, thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you. Yeah, let's head over to say hey to Glowworm. Oop. I forgot to mute. Let's do it. Glowworm is great. She often plays spooky games and thus spends a lot of time on her stream screaming. But she is a good friend of me and therefore the stream. And she doesn't stream very often when I'm around, so getting to say hey to her is a bonus. This is where I will remind you guys that this is my last sort of regularly scheduled stream for probably this year. I will try to stream hopefully next Tuesday, but keep an eye on the Discord for that to see if it happens, because if I feel super garbo or if my computer decides to be a total asshole, that might not happen. But hopefully we'll stream next Tuesday. But stream will not have like a regular schedule until the new year because holiday stuff is happening. I gotta get ready to have company in the house. I gotta get out the Christmas decorations and bake a bunch and clean, as we established earlier. So things are going to be a little bit erratic. In that little window between Christmas and New Year's, we will be doing a stream with Mama Pepper. I don't yet know when that will be. We'll probably, they're getting here on the 22nd, so probably sometime on the 23rd. We might plan that out, so look for an announcement in the Discord for finding out when you'll get to hang out with and chat with Mama Pepper. And then I will, of course, be back in January once we get things, once I get settled into the new schedule and whatnot, we will get things back on track. So all of that will be announced in the Discord. Tonight, Winds of Chaos. I'm not sure who's hosting tonight, unfortunately, but Winds of Chaos is happening tonight. We are back to the regularly scheduled weekly sessions. I did have confirmation from Ghost Pepper that as of the last time I talked to him, that is planned to happen tonight. Wolf and I will be doing our regular Wolf and I will be doing our regular Saturday stream this Saturday. It will be on his channel, of course. Cozy Chaos, starting at the regular time, 7:30 p.m. PST until whenever we get tired and stop. I don't know how regular those clurbs will be after this week. It mostly depends on what holiday schedules are, but I think we're on track for this week and next week to happen regularly. The Saturday after Christmas, oops, I'm clicking on all the wrong things. The 27th, we are, unlikely to have a stream that Saturday because we will have the Peppers here at our place. But the next two streams are theoretically happening. Vinyl, again, good to see you. Sorry that we're wrapping up, but it's always good to see you. Let's get the raid going. I know that many of you are probably looking for cozier co-working stream. In which case, I totally get that, but please drop by Glowworm's channel and say hi. She's amazing. I love hanging out with her. So please at least say hi before you head off elsewhere. And as usual, guys, this is the part where I just thank you for being the wonderful, awesome people that you are. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for putting up with the sickness and the tech issues and all the things that have been happening lately. I so, so appreciate it. We are going to hopefully have lots of exciting things happening next year. So I'm going to be sitting down in the next few weeks and making the schedule of what those things are going to be. You guys continue to be amazing. I'm just so blown away by the fact that you guys come and hang out with me while I just sit here and type on my keyboard. And we'll be doing it for another year as long as you guys are interested in having that happen. You guys take care of yourselves. Remember to eat, to sleep, to drink, to get up and move around from time to time. Take any meds you need to. Just take care of yourselves. Do it for me. I love you guys, and I hope I'll see you all again very soon. And if I don't, have a happy holiday.